All right. Hey everyone, and welcome to Conquer the Mirror Demon. My name is Tanja Andersen, and I am your host. And today we have a special guest, a person I have followed for years. So this is a dream come true to really get connected with her, for her to say yes to the summit and learn about who this extraordinary person is, and kind of call her my friend, as a mentor, as my miracle in my life. And her name is Jamie Evena. Oh my God, can you please say your last name, my love?
You did amazing. Jamie Helena.
What close? Helena.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
I love it.
Oh my God, now who is this amazing lady? So as you know, I've just shared with that, I follow her for years, and she is really a person that is, I can really see myself in her, how she's really sharing her past, how she's really sharing her gifts, because our past is our biggest gift, and she's out there talking about showing the most foxy lady as she is, and also how she's down to earth. She is who she is, and she's not afraid about to share it, show it, and also show it the ugly sides and where she has been through. So that is something I really honor about her. And she is the founder of Inner or Article Studio. Can you please say your company name?
Inner Alchemy Studios.
Yes. Can you please share a little bit short about like why this name, or what is that about? Because it was new for me, the middle of the word.
Yeah. So Inner Alchemy Studios is just a way of signifying that you're doing the inner work. You're doing the work that it takes to neutralize what's going on inside, so that what is inside is projected on the outside.
Amazing. Amazing. So yeah, share a little bit about who you are, Jamie, because you are a person that really transforms people's life in finding out like who they are, and really embody who they are in the imperfect sides and love every side of themselves. So share a little bit about like who you are beside your work and who you are in your work.
Yeah. So first things first, I'm a mama. I'm a mom of 3. I have 2 daughters and 1 son. And I absolutely love my life. And, for a very long time, I couldn't say that. I lived a life of hardcore struggle. I was mentally, physically, and sexually abused starting from the age of 2 up until I was 13 years old. And so life for me was constant pain, constant struggle. And I found myself at this place when I was, 18 years old, after my dad had passed away due to drugs. And I just couldn't take the life that I was living anymore. And so I thought it would be a great idea to just move from where I was, which is Connecticut in the United States. And I flew across the country to California. And I left everything behind. All I took was a suitcase, and I left everything behind. And my belief was that when I left, my life would change. But little did I know that I was actually going to be following myself everywhere that I went. And so I still was unhappy. I was still struggling mentally. I was still struggling with the childhood traumas, and then now the death of my dad. And I really forced myself to start new. And that is where I found my ex-husband at the time, the father to my daughters. And I started this life with him and just really tried to pretend like I was okay. I had the marriage, I had the kids, I had the life, I had the white picket fence. We were able to travel and do all of the things that we loved, but for some reason, I still was so unhappy. I was so unhappy to the point where I left that marriage. Now I'm a single mom, 2 daughters, $48 to my name, and struggling still with my thoughts. A couple of years after I had my oldest daughter, I actually found out that my little brother followed the same footsteps as my dad and was murdered by a gang. And so for me, all of this childhood stuff came piling up on me to the point where I didn't even know if I could live another day how I was living. And so I remember going to Google and I typed in how to be happy. And I was flooded with articles after blogs, after YouTube videos of how to transform your thoughts. And I became obsessed. I went from having $48 to my name to building a network marketing business, going 2 levels away from the top of the company, absolutely crushing it. Decided to pull away from that and go full force into my coaching practice. And I fell in love with the process of personal development. I read 16 books in 3 months. I was obsessed, obsessed. I was waking up to audio message it, like audio reprogramming to really reprogram your unconscious mind. I was going to bed with it. I was doing everything possible to work on what was going on in my mind because I was so unhappy. So I fell in love with the process of personal development where I just started organically sharing it online with other people. And I had people starting to come to me, asking me what I did, how I was able to transform, how they can do it too. And that's really what started my business after all. And now I have just the most beautiful life with my 3 babies, and I get to travel, and I get to travel for speaking events, and people fly me out, and it's just beautiful. You know, I'm a soon to be author, I'm a mother, I'm a friend, I'm a partner, I'm a child of God. And best of all, I just love what I do because it really shapes people and shows people that your history doesn't need to be your destiny, but your history was the catapult to shape your destiny into what you want to create out of your life.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And muchas gracias for sharing.
De nada.
I know that what that means. So the topic Jamie and I will talk about is called Perfect Potential. So my love, please share why this, you have touched a little bit of point on it. Please share why this topic is so important, dear to your heart.
Yeah, I even spoke about this on Saturday. I was at a speaking event and my topic was building community. And I really share deeply about this because you just have to show up ugly. You just got to show up as you. People will love you for you. And so being able to understand that even in your potential, we are imperfect. We're humans. We're naturally flawed. We're going to make our mistakes, right? We are so different from one another that something that is a value of mine may not be a value to you. It may actually be disrespectful to you, depending on culture or religion or race, right? And so for me, being imperfect, having imperfect potential is realizing that it's just about taking courage. It's about taking action. Even if your first email makes no sense, it's about taking action to the goal, to the desire, because the fear is always going to be there, but it gets more quiet the more repetition, the more hours you put in, the more comfort that you have within yourself, the more confidence that you gain by doing the do that gets you the result.
So true. It's so interesting when I saw this topic, and it's also dear to my heart. Like when I choose to say no to be imperfect, really owning that skills in just being messy, do it anyway, because as one of the things that really empower me is just like the animals don't care about how I speak, my sticky hair, if I have a boogeyman in the nose, they need me to show up in my actions. They don't care about my wording, the picture and the homepage. They need me to take massive actions. There's something that always support me to be imperfect, to owning that. And one of the things when I choose to say no to be imperfect is I've just been in that, and it's like a little bit in and out, something I'm also really curious about, like how do you learn to be imperfect? Because when I choose to be perfect, like I get to be on a certain way, so I be accepted, I just feel like I'm shutting down, I'm being victim, I'm holding so small, I'm just going spiral when I'm really focused, like I need to like fit in the box. So how do you learn this owning your skills around to be imperfect, like your imperfect potential?
Yeah. So the number one thing is about identity. So we create rules in our lives, and our life conditions, if it doesn't match our blueprint, that is where we create this unhappiness, this feeling of not enoughness, unworthiness, right? Or this feeling of lack of confidence. And so my recommendation is always to go internal before you go external. We have to understand ourselves. We have to gain a level of compassion, empathy, and forgiveness for ourselves for being the way that we are in order to feel confident and comfortable with showing up. If you don't know you, it's going to be really hard and difficult to show up and then gain negative feedback from people, because then we take it personal.
Yeah.
But if you know who the fuck you are and you show up in that energy and you're like, I don't care whether you like me or not, this is who I am, and I'm going to stand true in that, and I'm going to show up anyway, and whatever hate comments you say nothing about me, but everything about you, and you have that ownership because you know your values, you know your worth, you know your downfalls, so if anyone calls it out, it doesn't matter because you already know it, right? Like, I call myself out every chance I get because nothing anyone says to me, I didn't already think about myself. And so being imperfect is perfect for you because it gives you the opportunity to be truthful with yourself. It gives you the opportunity to call out what you love about yourself, what you don't like about yourself, what you want to change, what you want to keep. So when we allow ourselves to go inwards and gain that level of awareness about ourselves and gain that level of awareness about what is important to me in my life, about career, about health, about family, about friendships, about career, when we dissect those areas and we understand our deepest programming in that, then the external stuff doesn't really matter because our focus is on achieving those goals.
Oh my God. Oh, I just love that. When it was just like, when you say the F word, it's just like that. It's just like coming to like, I do not, it was like, Frank and Medea, I do not give a damn about what you say about me. It's just like, oh, like they're both like stable.
I mean, but it's true. Here I am wearing like a boy flannel and a hat. Just like, this is what you get, when you reach the point where you don't care. And like, I feel so confident wearing this. I love it. I love that I am a curvy woman, but I am fully covered up right now because I'm just like, no one gets to see it today. I get to see it later. And then there's some days where, the boobs are out and the butt cheeks are out and we're flaunting it. But that's the point of like understanding that there's layers to you and there's your sexy feminine and fierce, but yet you have that confident and strong and focused masculine. When you understand that one or the other isn't good or bad, but you can weave between both of them so organically and naturally and be able to embody all of it. For me, I see so many people knock on just being feminine, while other people are like, oh, that woman is too masculine. But when you realize that both of them are invited at the table and you get to embody all of the above, that is where not only magnetic attraction happens, that is where things start to move out of the way to support you on whatever it is that you're trying to create in this lifetime.
Oh wow. So it's so true. It is so powerful to really focus outwards compared to inwards, because one of the points that really support me when I choose to be a victim by my own actions, because everything is a choice.
Yeah.
One word I get to say to myself that get me out of the victim mentality is like, stop to be selfish, Tanja. When I say that to me, it's like, I'm shifting gear.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hate that word. It's just make me so angry on a good way. It's like, I'm shifting. This is not worth it. Like, it's about other people.
Yeah. But that's the power of our work, right? When we realize that our job is just to be the vessel that gets the message across to impact the lives and to change the lives of other people and to support them in the decisions that they want to create for their lives, it doesn't cause us to be selfish. It just causes us to open our mouths and to share the gift. And when I realized that, I stopped taking it personal when someone didn't join. I stopped taking it personal when people would leave. Because the truth is one, we have to take an audit.
Yeah.
How did I feel about how I showed up? Did I show up my absolute best? If the answer is yes, then bless them and let them go. Let them find who is in alignment with them on their journey. But if the answer is no, and you know that you didn't show up the best for these people and you didn't give them the best version of yourself, then there's an adjustment that needs to be made on your part as a coach, your part as an entrepreneur, or your part as in radical responsibility, right? And so that's the power of it. You get to take an internal audit and then adjust accordingly, or adjust your frequency accordingly to make sure you're calling in the right people in your life.
Love that. I love that to also really shift and like everything is feedback for, okay, what worked, what not worked, what is my gap in leadership, what is the next level for me to really create the results that move me forward to my vision and what I'm going for. So I really love that, like really see it as a blessing, because everything is feedback in what do I get to like make the like small tricks in my life to land my communication or get like a huge step forward into the vision.
Yeah, it's all data. It's all data. Every failure and every success is just data. What did you do to get there? And how did you pull yourself out?
Love that. One of the things I also really love by your post, as I believe I share with you, Jamie, is one of the things that can sometimes freak me out is the power of sharing our past, like the power of fully sharing our stories, because that is the fastest key, as I see it, to really unlock a breakthrough other people's limitations or where they're stuck and or what they maybe are not aware about. And one of the things that really inspired me to share that is seeing your post, because it is so critical to share it and be okay with the judgments. For me, it's like 50-50 of judgments and people that reach out and say, thank you so much for sharing your emotion. You talk about the things I have never shared with people about before.
Yeah. Well, thank you for saying that. You know, it was a couple of months ago that I had a woman reach out to me that I went to high school with. And she had reached out and she was like, I have to be honest with you. I've never really talked to this woman. We never had a friendship in school, but she reached out and she was like, I have to tell you something. And I was like, hey, what's going on? Share away. Tell me everything. And she was like, I couldn't stand you. I could not stand when you would post. I used to make fun of you with my closest friends. And she's like, but one day I found that I couldn't get enough of your content. And I kept going back and I kept watching your stuff and I kept hating you for it until one day it clicked that you were sharing all of your truths and it triggered something in me that I had to take a look at. And she's like, I just want to say thank you for still showing up. So oftentimes, people that are hating aren't ready to take a look at the areas that they are feeling victimized by, that they are feeling called out by. Because by you standing in your truth, you're going to trigger people. You're going to trigger their biggest insecurities, their biggest wounds, their biggest fears. I've gotten it. Oh my God, I've gotten so much hate. I had Facebook groups around me. Facebook hate groups. Are you kidding? I had so much hate that my Instagram was shut down at 20,000 followers. But this is the power of standing in your truth and knowing your identity. When you are and you're firm in your foundation and you're firm in your boundaries, other people are going to hate on that. But then you're also going to cultivate a community of people who see you and they're like, that is my girl. And they're cheering you on. Then also there may be some people that never come around, but there was this quote that I read a few years ago that still resonates with me. And it said, the most remarkable people were never universally liked. So when you look at the big names of our time, were they universally liked by everybody? No.
No.
Teresa, Nelson Mandela, they weren't universally liked. Nelson Mandela went to prison and was pissed on by the guards as he dug his own grave. Right? And you know who he invited afterwards? The guards.
Oh. That is a person with a big heart and really have forgiven everything in the past and move forward with me as a miracle forward to be the light as the person chooses to be.
Yeah. But that's the part of it. Maybe your magnitude isn't as big as we can imagine for the people of our time, right? Maybe the beliefs aren't there yet that you could do it too for the people that are listening. But you're making an impact. No matter how big or how small, there is always movement and there's always a ripple effect. If a butterfly flaps its wings in North America, you would still feel it on the other side of the world. And it's fact. Drop a pebble into the water and the ripples will span as far as it goes. It is still creating impact, whether you see it or believe it or not.
So true. Why in this, to really embody, like, to the audience, like in their own imperfect sides, and really learn to see their potential, how can a person learn to really owning or choosing radical responsibility around their own imperfect sides?
Yeah. So look at all of the areas that you hate about yourself. Start to question your questions. And so the areas that you don't like, the beliefs that you have, maybe of unworthiness, not enoughness, lack of feeling safe, don't want to be seen, whatever it may be, I want you to dissect it. So all of the disempowering emotions or beliefs that you feel on a weekly basis, write them all down, all of them. And then itemize every single one of them and ask yourself, ask your unconscious mind, ask your body, is this still true for me? When was the first memory of this? Because here's the thing, when you go back to that first memory of it ever happening, where you created a belief, I'll give you an example so we can do this in real time. My belief was that I wasn't safe. And so when I went back to my first memory of not feeling safe, it was a family fight. Like my mother and her sisters were like actually fist fighting each other. And I was maybe 3 years old. And so I remember vividly this event happening in my mind. And so in that moment, my body created a belief that I wasn't safe. So I lived my entire life based off of a decision that I made when I was 3 years old. And so when we go back to the root event, we realize, well, my mind was too immature at that point to make that decision for me at 31 years old. So is this still true for me? And if it's not, what do I need to learn about that experience that will allow me to let go of it? What do I need to receive? What other perspective can I allow myself to see from that experience that would allow me to release the belief so that I can move forward with the lessons, but not the belief? Now we get to ask ourselves, as this mature version of ourselves, what do I choose to believe now instead of this belief? And do that with every single disempowering belief and emotion that you have. Rewrite the story, because here's the thing, the story is just a story. It's just a perspective. And so if we live our entire life based off of the past is what we will get in the future. But if we allow ourselves to change that story to serve us in the future, it no longer has a hold over us.
So true. And also one of the things is just so interesting when you share about like don't feel safe, because that has been something I live by close to my whole life to in the beginning of this year, where I really saw like I was still in surviving mode. Like it was so like it freaked me out to let go of that identity on surviving every day, fitting in the box. I was a little bit out, in again, little out, in again, and really truly like step out of it and truly like, who am I? Who do I choose to be, so that I can be proud and grateful and see myself in the mirror and say, oh, that is me. It was just so afraid, like I want to puke every day. I was like, my body was shaking every day. I was just like, calm down. There's nothing with it's nothing with the reality right now. It is your past that's playing your game. And I use nature to calm myself down, calm my nerves down. And what in that era, Jamie, what tools do you have there when really people learn, like choose to take a radical responsibility for who they choose to be? As I choose like the nature was the key for me to like calm down. It's like, who do I choose to be?
Yeah. So it's the self-care, whether that is nature. For me, I love nature. I need nature. I need solitude, less people, more nature. I'm surrounded by people all day, every day, including my kids that I can't get rid of. So for me, I just need alone time. And
Oh
so
my
whether
God.
that is lying in my electromagnetic field mat where I just recharge on red light therapy and crystal therapy, or I go outside and I go for a hike, I go for a walk, I just spend some time in nature, I play with animals, like I go to a farm, whatever it is, that's what fills me up, meditation. But what may fill other people up is like an adrenaline rush, like skydiving. Hard pass for me, but for other people, that may be their happy place, like rock climbing. Maybe it's hanging out with friends, going out for a night, whether you're introverted or extroverted. And so for me, myself, the more solitude and recharge I get, the happier I am. Light up a candle, give me a glass of wine or a hot cup of coffee with a cozy blanket and a book, and I'm sold. Don't talk to me for days.
I love that. Oh my God, I love that. Off of the bra, off of the panty, I'm just like, oh, I'm
Literally.
happy with my body. I love to take the
Literally.
bra and the panty. I was like, oh, yes, this is my happy place.
Everyone, get out. Leave me here in this little corner alone, and I am so happy.
I love that. So when a person have chosen to really learn self-care, step forward in radical responsibility, reach now to ask for support, something guys will come deeper into how you can do that. How do people really find a newfound purpose in themselves, and owning that?
Yeah. So when you check your values, your purpose is within it. And so a lot of the times we don't realize that we were born with our purpose.
Oh my God, yeah.
All we're here to do is experience life and to be able to weigh out what we like and we don't like. If nothing invigorates you, you just haven't come to the finish line yet, and that's okay. People nowadays are such on a mission to find their purpose that they're searching for it externally, thinking that it's going to appear. But that's the internal work. It's the what do I like and what don't I like? I know for sure I don't like this, but I actually kind of like doing this. Okay, cool. Let's just go down that path. What would it look like to do this more? Okay, well, I don't like this part of it, but I like this part of it. Cool. Let's take a little detour and go that way. And like you just keep searching and enjoying and experiencing. We put so much pressure on I'm not doing my purpose. I'm not doing my purpose. So I'm not happy. I'm not fulfilled. I'm not invigorated. But your life is the journey through purpose. It's the experiencing life that is purpose that you find fulfillment in. And so experience more, allow yourself to get uncomfortable, allow yourself to try new things, new food, new cultures, new people. And it's in the experiences that you realize what you do enjoy and what fulfills you.
Oh my God. Amen. Amen. So I know you have a freebie to our dear audience. Can you please share, Damien, what that is about?
Yeah. So magnetic attraction is being able to witness not only yourself, but how to take yourself, gain clarity of yourself so that you can relay that message to other people. And it's how to be a vessel for more good frequency. And so whether you run a business, whether you have a brand, it is your ability to get your message out there in a way that magnetizes your ideal client.
Love that. And how do we get access to that? The audience is going back in your newsletter. There is every information you get to know about Jamie and her work, and also her free gift to you guys, and also go below this video. So Jamie, what advice would you like to give to your 20 years old you?
Oh, I mean, that was like yesterday. So
Love it.
on tight. Hold on tight. If you don't go within, you go without. If you don't allow yourself to take that time to go introspective, then you're going to go a lifetime without it. As I shared earlier, I went a very long time believing that my happiness was outside of me, until I slowed down long enough to listen to the voices that were going on in my mind. I realized that I was the root of all of the problems that I was seeing in my life. And until I gained clarity and I took responsibility and I took action and I remained disciplined, that is when my life changed. But without those key factors, without making those decisions along the way, man, I wouldn't be where I am. And so I would tell the 20-year-old version of myself to hold on tight. It's going to get better. It's going to feel scary before it gets better, but you're doing the right thing.
Beautiful. And with that words, Jamie and I say thank you so much to you that is watching. It has been a big blessing for Jamie and I, for you to choose to see this interview, for you to choose to be together with us, and we'll learn a bit more about Jamie and her work. And we will invite you to go straight back to your newsletter or go to below this video and click on the link and get actions, because it's critical for you to take actions right now when you are aware about it. Your aha moment. Jamie will also like you to share your feedback. What is one takeout you take out for this interview? Please go to her site, share that, share it on social media, tag her. She will love that and she will appreciate that. And it's also for you to owning what is your awareness, what is your takeouts, so that you can get deeper in it. With the last words, Jamie, what is your last words to the dear audience that is watching?
Yeah, if there are any questions that you have after watching this, please reach out. I am not some crazy weirdo that it's gonna like funnel you to buy my things. I really am here to support the community and to love on you guys. And if you feel in your heart that, you know, my community is something that you do want to lean in, of course, the doors are always open, but my inbox is always open. I'm always here to share support and advice and love on my community, because I feel like without your network, you don't have anything. And so I'm here for you guys. I love you, and I don't even know you, but I see you, and it's going to be fun.
Thank you. And thank you so much, Jamie, for being here. It has been Christmas for me today. It has been a big blessing for me, for you to choose this. So muchas gracias, my love. Muchas gracias, chica.
Thank you so much. It's been amazing. Love every moment I share with you.
Likewise, my love. Likewise. Besito, and see you guys. Have an amazing day.
Bye.
Bye.